really care about one sole thing. So, for our definition for a median, please write the following in the box. A median, again, is a segment from a vertex to the midpoint of the opposite side. So the only crucial key word I really care about right now in that definition is the word midpoint. So when I see the word median, I'm going to think it's going to create two congruent segments. Because if a point's a midpoint, then it creates two congruent segments, right? So if I have a median, that means I'm going to have a midpoint, which then means I'm going to have two congruent segments. All right, so let's quickly construct a median. I want you to find the midpoint of the bottom side of the triangle. So find midpoint by measuring the bottom side of your triangle and mark it. Just going to eyeball mine. Because that's the midpoint, we know that everything to the left is going to be equal to everything to the right, right? If this is 9, that's 9. If this is 10, that's 10. If this is 11, that's 11, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our ruler, or the straight edge of your protractor, and you're going to connect your midpoint to the opposite vertex. So it's going to be a slanted line. Does everybody see that? So you're taking your midpoint, you're connecting it up to that opposite vertex. Pretty straight line for freehanding it. What do you think, Dylan? Pretty good line. Okay, so we're not going to do any measuring with angles because we don't have parallel lines, so we don't need to prove that we have parallel lines by finding congruent angles. The only thing I care about, if I see the word median, is this point is going to be a midpoint, which means we're going to equal things together. So median means things are going to equal together, because that's the midpoint. That's all it is. That's all we care about. So if we go to this problem right here, it's telling me that GT is a median. Well, since GT is a median, that means that point T is going to be a midpoint. So since T is a midpoint, that means FT is going to be congruent to ET. Phone home. If TE is 8, what does FT need to be? 8. So then what would FE be equal to? 16. Good. Don't make it any harder than that. Okay. Next one. GT is a median, which then again means that T is the midpoint, which means FT is congruent to ET. Now it's telling me that FE is 24. What would FT be? 12. Good.
The last one was 16.
Yes. So far, so good. All right, next one. Oh boy, I see algebraic expressions. All right, GT is the median. Again, so that means T is the midpoint. I get congruent parts. FT is 2x plus 8. TE is 3x minus 7. Well, what am I going to do with those two things? Set them equal to each other and solve for x. Me personally, I like to move the smaller x over to the larger x, so I do not need to deal with negatives. So I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. So I get 8 equals x minus 7. Adding 7 to both sides gets us 15 is equal to x. I'm not done because the directions don't say find x. The directions say find FE. So what do we need to do? Plug it in, plug it in, plug it in. So 2 times 15 plus 8 is what? 38. Let's check the other one just to make sure we did it right. Is 3 times 15 minus 7 also 38? Yeah. So that means the whole thing together would be, yeah, so FE is equal to 76. Okay, it's always good to check your work. Now I know this is not the problem, but I'm going to throw this out there into the world. What if we had something that looked like this? Can I erase this and go to a blank screen? Is everybody okay? Let me get something that actually works out, because you're going to have a problem like that in a second on a worksheet that you're going to do. So let's say again that we have our median. So GT is the median, FE. And let's say that FE is equal to 5x minus 3. And FT is equal to 2x plus 6. How would you solve for x there? Kayla, what do you think?
2 times 2x plus 6 equals 5x minus 3.
Yeah, why are you doing that?
Because it's half of...
Right, so the whole thing is 5x minus 3. Why would I not equal these two things together?
It's half of it.
Because this is half of it. Or I could double it and equal it to it, right? Doubling it's the same as adding it twice. So I could do 4x plus 12 and equal that to 5x minus 3. I'm running out of space. And then I could solve for x. Okay, so make sure you're aware. It's good to label your diagram so you can see what it is that you're working with. So make sure you do that. All right, the last example on your notes, I would put a big star next to this because you're going to see the same exact problem on your midterm. Look at that, one problem down. BD is the midpoint, or sorry, the median, which means D is the midpoint. So that means that's equal to that. We need to solve for x. Give me an equation to solve for x. I like it. 2x plus 3 equals 4x minus 5. Subtracting 2x from both sides gets us 3 equals 2x minus 5. Add 5. 8 equals 2x. So x is equal to... Yep, 4 is equal to x. I'm not done. Yeah, it's asking us for AB's length, which is going to be 5 times 4. So AB is equal to 20. Are they 11? Yeah. Okay. So median, the only thing we care about is that it gives us a midpoint, which is then going to give us 2 congruent segments. Alrighty. Questions? Okay, so this is what we're going to